If your yard is drowning in dry leaves every fall or you've been raking up piles with no clue what to do with them, you're not alone. Most gardeners either bag them up for trash collection or burn them, missing out on one of the most underrated gold mines in the garden. At Hydrohaven, we see dry leaves differently. They're not waste, they're a gift. Rich in carbon, full of texture, and easy to break down with the right balance, dry leaves can be transformed into a nutrient-rich compost that feeds your soil for months. Today we're diving straight into how to turn these crisp brown blankets into black gold. The process begins with understanding what makes dry leaves valuable. These brittle, crunchy leaves are what composters call browns. They're packed with carbon, which is a vital component of any compost pile. But dry leaves alone won't decompose efficiently. To break down properly, they need nitrogen-rich greens like kitchen scraps, green grass clippings, or fresh plant trimmings. So, the trick to successful dry leaf composting lies in finding the right balance between these two ingredients. Too many dry leaves and the pile dries out and stalls. Too much green material, and you'll end up with a wet, smelly mess. The sweet spot is somewhere in between where the microbes thrive and decomposition takes off naturally. The first practical step is collecting your dry leaves. Avoid using leaves from diseased trees or those sprayed with pesticides. Maple, oak, birch, and fruit tree leaves are excellent choices. Shredding the leaves before composting makes a huge difference. Whole leaves can mat together and block airflow, which, really slows down decomposition. If you don't have a leaf shredder, running over them with a lawnmower works just as well. Once your shredded dry leaves are ready, it's time to build your pile. Choose a well-drained, partially shaded area of your yard, preferably not too far from a water source. If you're using a compost bin or a DIY enclosure, even better, it helps retain heat and moisture. Start by laying down a thick layer of dry leaves, about 6 to 8 inches deep. This forms your carbon base. Now add a layer of nitrogen-rich material like chopped vegetable peels, grass clippings, or coffee grounds. Follow it with another layer of dry leaves. Moisture is crucial at this stage. Think of your compost pile like a wrung-out sponge. It should feel damp, but not soggy. After layering, spray down the pile lightly with water to kickstart microbial activity. Too much water will drown the beneficial organisms, while too little will dry them out and halt decomposition. Aeration is the heartbeat of any compost pile. Turning the compost once every 1 to 2 weeks introduces oxygen, which is essential for the microbes that break down organic matter. When turning the pile, bring the outer materials to the center and move the inner material outward. This ensures even decomposition. If the pile smells like ammonia or becomes too hot, it's a sign you have too much nitrogen. Add more dry leaves to restore balance. If it smells musty or isn't heating up, you likely need more greens. Over the next 6 to 12 weeks, you'll notice the pile transform. The volume will shrink, the smell will shift to a pleasant, earthy aroma, and the texture will darken. At this point, you're entering the curing phase. Let the compost sit undisturbed for another 2 to 4 weeks to finish breaking down any remaining coarse materials. The end result should be crumbly, dark brown compost that smells like fresh forest soil, ready to be used in your garden beds, containers, or raised plots. If you're short on green materials, don't worry. There's a slow composting method using just dry leaves that can still produce excellent results. It just takes more time. Pile the shredded leaves in a corner, moisten them well, and let nature take its course. Dry leaf compost is honestly one of the gentlest soil amendments you can use. It improves soil structure, helps retain moisture, and even feeds those beneficial soil organisms. Unlike synthetic fertilizers, it doesn't shock your plants or disturb the natural soil ecosystems. It's totally safe for seedlings, great for mulching around fruit trees, and honestly excellent for enriching raised beds. Whether you're growing tomatoes in containers or planning a full permaculture setup, this compost is a real game changer. It recycles what nature gives you every fall and turns it into a gift that keeps on giving. Don't overlook the small things, like the leaves falling from your trees. Composting dry leaves isn't just a waste solution, it's a soil solution. Every pile you build brings you closer to a thriving, self-sustaining garden. If you've been buying compost bags every season, this guide shows how you can replace that with something homegrown, affordable, and even better. If this guide helped you or inspired you to look at leaves a little differently, hit that subscribe button and share this video with a fellow gardener. Let's turn every leaf pile into a compost pile and every garden into a haven. This is Hydrohaven, where we dig deep into the soil and bring your garden to life.